Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever day that this live finds you, whether you're watching this in 2025 or 2026 or days from today. Happy day to you, whatever the day is. For those of you all who do not know me, my name is Dr. JaNee Mobley. I'm affectionately known as Dr. JaNee, and I help women take their God given purpose, their talents, their gifts that God has given them, and I teach them to create a profitable business, all while overcoming mindsets that will prevent profit, progress, and prosperity. So, as you come in, make sure you share this live broadcast with about two or three people. Make sure you text it to about two or three people. That's one of the things that I do love about YouTube, is because it to me it's easier to share it and text the link to about however many people that you want to text it to. It's just easy. Pardon me, well, not pardon me, I'm a fan of YouTube in terms of using it as a platform to share my message, grow my brand, and expand all of the amazing things that God has called for me to do. So, next, also, before we get started, on this upcoming Thursday, I'm going to be hosting the Mindset to Movement Masterclass for those women, those individuals who are ready to take their idea and finally implement it. So, you may have like all of this stuff that you've said you wanted to do, and you haven't started with anything. Like, if you're that person, make sure you put a me in the comments. You have said, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you haven't done anything. It has just literally stuck in your mindset. I'm going to share the 5 areas that you must master in order for you to effectively execute your idea. So today I'm going to share with you all, and the link is right here in the comments. Let me see if it's right here in the comments. So this is a new week. Hello, this is a new week. And if you already haven't, that was the last thing, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So this week, I'm going to share with you all 3 mindsets that you must have, or that you should have anyway, in order for you. Good evening. Good evening. Good. Yeah, this is evening on the East Coast, right? So I'm going to share with you all 3 mindsets that you must have in order to create an atmosphere of success for your week. This is for those of you all who are entrepreneurs, who desire to be entrepreneurs, who desire to acquire a level of success in your life. Again, if you haven't, make sure you take this link and text it and share it with about 2 or 3 people that you know or more. And if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to my channel. So I'm going to be speaking specifically because these tools can be helpful. These mindsets are helpful in general for mindset, but I want to focus on those of you all who have a business and would like, good evening, good morning, good day, who would like to share your idea with the world. So the first mindset that you must have, and I have my notes here because it helps me to stay focused. So the first mindset that you should have for success on this week is, here's the first thing: don't allow the distractions of last week to prevent you from achieving your goals for this week. I'm going to say that again. Don't allow the distractions of last week to prevent you from executing your goals effectively for this week. One of the things, and I heard her name is Tiffany Montgomery. She said that she gave a detailed explanation of distraction, and I'm gonna give you the short version. Distraction is anything that will separate you from whatever it is that you're daring to accomplish to do. So a distraction is anything that will separate you from accomplishing whatever it is that you're seeking to do. So I'm going to give you an example as it pertains to you profiting from your purpose. Last week, you may have set a financial income goal and you may have not achieved that goal, right? And here's what distraction will do. Distraction will try to get you to focus in on what you did not achieve. It'll make you feel, hold on a second. Distraction will cause you to beat yourself up because you didn't accomplish your goal last week. Distraction, and here's the thing, the thoughts that you have about what you did not accomplish is what distraction will cause. So you'll get so caught up in, I didn't do this or I didn't do that, and start beating yourself up. And what happens is, as a result, and if any of you all can relate, oh, I'm gonna share. That's number two, Vicky. I'm gonna share with you numbers. So if you stay tuned for number two, I'm gonna share with you how you can reduce distractions, right? So what will happen is you'll get caught up in what did not occur and what did not happen until it will pull you away from what you should be doing because your focus is on what did not occur. So I'm gonna share with you how you can overcome those distractions. So number one, ask yourself. Here's the first thing. Ask yourself, can I go back and undo what I just did? So let's just say that last week, going back to that same example, you said that you wanted to make X amount of dollars in your business, or you wanted to connect with X amount of people in your business, and you did not achieve that goal. Can you go back to last week and accomplish the goal? The answer is no, because you cannot rewind time. I always tell our children that time is one of your greatest assets, right? But you should not waste your time, nor should you allow anyone to waste your time. So in lieu of that mindset, I want you to consider the fact that you can't go back to last week. You can't go back to last week and make all of the money. You can't go back to last week and accomplish all of the goals that you set to do. What is most important is right now. So the second thing is, since you know that you can't go back to last week and accomplish those goals, here's the thing. Thank you for saying that. I get excited, Vicky. Here's the thing. Forgive yourself. I remember I used to set goals, even for my personal life. I'm going to work on it, Vicky. I used to set goals for my personal life. And when I did not accomplish every single thing on that list, I would get really discouraged, right? And I would start beating myself up. And I literally had to shift my mindset to understand that the more that I beat myself up about what I did not accomplish, the more it would prevent me from accomplishing things that I can still accomplish now. So number two is forgive yourself. Number three is to create a mindset of what can I do better this week than what I did on last week. I love using my experiences as an opportunity, because I see them as this way. Your experiences are an opportunity, whether good or bad, especially those that are not so good, to show you how you can improve moving forward. All policies and all procedures, majority, if not all policies, are and were created as a result of something that occurred. So as an example, the doctor in my name comes from a doctorate of pharmacy. So when we speak of healthcare, I remember some years ago, residents in hospitals as physicians, when they would work multiple hours without a break. Well, enough people became unalive, right? Enough people were hurt as a result of these residents not getting enough rest that they created a maximum number of hours that a resident could work 24 hours, right, around the clock, and instead of them working the same long hours. So I want you to consider the fact that you can't go back and undo everything. You can't go back and rewind the hands of time, but what you can do is make adjustments for today. Number two, mindset number two that I want you to keep in mind, and Vicky, if you're still on here, this is for you. How do you eliminate distractions? You foster the mindset of focus. Let me get my marker here. You foster the mindset of focus. When I looked up the definition of focus, and we all know what focus is, but when I looked up the definition of focus, Webster states that focus is the center of activity, attraction, or attention. Again, it is the center of activity, attraction, or attention. So when I wrote out this definition, this was what came to mind, and I'm almost done, right? I thought about a circle. And in that circle, or even if I took this board here, right? And I apologize to y'all for the glare. I apologize for the glare from the ring light. But when you think about focus, here's the center, right? When you think about it like this, when you're focused, unless you have some very great superpower, it is hard, nearly, I would say impossible, to focus on two things at one time, giving both of those things 100% of your attention. I'm going to say that again. It is impossible, according to Dr. JaNee, to focus or put your attention on two things at one time, giving both of those things your immediate and 100% attention. What's going to happen eventually is your mind is going to shift to one of the two or one of the several things and hone in and make that the attention of your focus. Thank you, Vicky. So I said all of that to say this. For this week, I want you to identify what is it that you want or desire to achieve this week. What do you want to achieve in your business? Do you want to write X amount of chapters in your book? Do you want to sell X amount of books this week? Do you want to connect with X amount of people? Do you want to, I know one of my goals and one of the things that I write down for the week is to pitch podcasts for the week. I have a set number of podcasts that I'm going to pitch for the week, and this is something that I consistently do. What is it? Every week. Okay? So I want you to identify what is it? What is the thing? And if you're anything like most people, you have this long list of stuff that you want to complete in 1 week or 1 day. I challenge you to identify 3 things. And always, like, I love the number 3 because I believe it's 1 for the Father, 1 for the Son, 1 for the Holy Spirit. I'm sure. So I want you to identify the 3 things that you want or desire to accomplish on this week. 3 things. 3 things related to your business. And out of those 3 things, I want you to identify what is the most important goal, or what is the goal that you desire to achieve most. So if it is focus. So if you want to write a chapter in your book, or if you want to sell a certain amount of books, whatever it is, I want you to identify 3, just 3, because a confused mind does nothing. And what happens is when most people make this long laundry list of things that they need to do, it makes you feel, even if you've accomplished 2 out of the things on the list, it makes you feel like you haven't done anything. I love 3 things because once you cross out the first thing, it makes you feel like you've accomplished something. So identify 3 things, and out of the 3 things, identify your soul welcome. I want you to identify out of the 3 things, the one thing that is most important on that list. So I'll give myself as an example. So one of my goals for this week is to host my Mindset to Masterclass, which the link is below. For more information, make sure you head over there. And I'll be sharing more things in terms of mindset on that masterclass. So make sure you click the link below. And the only thing that is going to cost you is your time, which is one of your most valuable assets, right? So Thursday is my masterclass. So everything that I do this week is going to be focused. It's going to be the center of me driving people to register for that masterclass, as I'm doing right now. Every post that I create is going to drive people. It's going to have the call to action to drive people to register for my masterclass. So again, my top focus, and if you heard me, I only have one focus this week, is to host my masterclass and increase registration. So what I'm doing right now, literally in front of you, if you see the link right below in the comments that's pinned, it is to drive people to register for that masterclass. It still all aligns with my focus of this week, is hosting my masterclass. So it's literally power in obtaining the focus, the center of your attention and activity on the one thing. Because what happens is we get all of these different things that we want to do. I want to make money. I want to do this. I want to do that. And you make this long laundry list of stuff that you want to do, but none of it actually gets completed because your center of attention is not focused. You don't have a focus. You have all of this stuff that you're trying to do. You have all of this stuff that you're trying to do. So identify the three things, and identify the top thing that's most important to you. Okay? And I'm almost done, right? All right. Mindset number three that creates a mindset of success is remain positive no matter how negative the experience or the outcome is. Remain positive. Remain positive. There's a scripture that tells us that all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and who have been called according to his purpose. Okay? So that means that regardless of the experience, regardless of the challenge, regardless of the loss, there is something that will still work together for my good. Okay? So I want you to remember this, that our focus fosters our belief. What you focus on, what you pay most attention to, is what's going to drive and cultivate your belief system. Your beliefs dictate your actions, and your actions are what ultimately dictate your results. So a mindset of whatever, if you're focused on something negative, your outcome will ultimately be negative. If you focus on it long enough, I liken focus to faith, because faith is a belief, right? And when we talk about belief, we talk about belief in God from that respect. But a lot of the times people focus on the negative of an outcome. Somebody rejected them. Somebody told them no to their product. You may have met with a prospective client and they said that they weren't ready yet. And all your focus or all of your attention is on their no. So what happens if you're focused on the fact that they said no or they're not ready? It won't drive you to the person who is ready. Dr. Myron Golden made me aware of this, and this wasn't his exact quote, but my understanding is that where one thing exists, the flip side of it always exists. So if there's a loss, there's always a gain present. If there's a rejection, there's always an acceptance. So here's how you shift your mindset with that. If you've met with a prospective client or customer and they told you that they either weren't ready or they just told you no, understand that there is someone out there who is ready for the solution that you will provide, who is ready for you to solve their problem. I'm going to tell you how true that is. I remember when I started my business, I spoke at a networking event. And I'm gonna tell y'all, hopefully this story blesses you, right? And I'll be closing it out. But and I'm gonna tell you all how sometimes it's in the action of doing. So I spoke at a networking event, didn't get any clients there, but I did get a speaking engagement opportunity. The next speaking engagement that I hosted, there was one lady who expressed interest. It was about two or three, my bad, about two or three ladies who expressed interest in working with me as their coach. So one woman, and here's another lesson, there's always fortune, and you may have not heard this, but fortune is truly in the follow-up. So I called two of the ladies, one of them didn't answer, and guess what? I didn't allow that to distract me nor separate me from my goal. I allowed that to drive me. So I followed up with the other two ladies. One lady was not serious and wasn't interested at the time, but I didn't allow that to stop me. The other lady, which was the third lady, followed up with her. She asked me to give her a call back because at the time, I think it was her son was sick. About 2 weeks later, I followed up with her again. Her husband was sick. She asked me to, and here's the thing, I didn't allow it to discourage me. Gratefully, I didn't. I followed up with her again. The last time I followed up with her, she was ill. So these are, now you're keeping calculation. 2 ladies said no. The last lady, I followed up with her 3 times, and 3 people in her family, well, 2 people in her family, including her, were sick. But I did not let that stop me. She asked me to follow up with her. I followed up with her again. And this occurred probably over a series of probably about 2 to 3 months. Okay. The last time I followed up with her, she was well. I didn't have to push her, pry her, ask her no questions. She said she was ready. And here's the amazingness of that. She paid in full for her coaching program. If I allowed rejection to discourage me, I would have never followed up with my first client, because she was my first client. And it shows that, again, your beliefs, because I believed and I knew that I was going to obtain my first client. And guess what? I became relentless about it. I shifted my focus. I made all of those what seemed like to be losses and those no's. I allowed that to propel me to move forward to getting to the yes. And guess what? Eventually I did. So in every situation, even if it did not turn out the way that you wanted it to turn out, find out what is the lesson in the loss, or what is the lesson in what seems like a loss. Because guess what? It may not even be a loss. It may be an opportunity for you to learn and to grow and to figure out how you can show up better for yourself and those that God has called for you to serve. Make sure you click the link below and register for the Mindset to Movement Masterclass if you're ready to take your idea into implementation and execute it with boldness and confidence. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if not, you all have a positive and amazing week. And remember to know your worth. Good night, y'all. Bye.